Hello, spooky ghouls and goblins. I'm Ariel, and this is Maven Unmasked with your Halloween, Samhain, New Moon edition reading. We're just gonna have some fun today. Halloween is my favorite season. Yes, it is a season. My favorite holiday. Plus, we have the new moon here in Scorpio, so this will definitely be significant to all of my fellow Scorpios out there, as well as everyone else. But I wanted to get some cards for that. I wanted to use my spooky Halloween, my darker decks, some fun ones, to take the opportunity to use them for all of you and to just see what kind of energy will be surrounding us so we can manifest this new moon in Scorpio on October 30th. This reading will be good for the new moon in Scorpio, for Samhain, and for All Souls Day, which is November 1st. So let's go ahead and play a little, shall we? So first, I'm going to pull a card or two from the Oracle of Shadows and Light. And I just ask for everyone who's watching this video, whenever they're watching this video, for their angels, their guides, their ancestors, their loved ones in spirit to be here with us. The veil is getting thinner and thinner every day, up and right until Samhain and All Souls Day. Which makes it easier for communication to the other side. Some of you may see spirit with your physical eyes. You may feel their presence more closely. You may hear their messages more clearly. They are definitely around us this time of year, and I absolutely adore it. Okay. And let's get another one. Okay. Alrighty. So first we have Sea Beacon Fairy Guidance, but where will it lead you? Okay. So this really definitely feels to me like as we're coming, into the new moon and you're setting your new moon intentions, you're thinking about them. What is the end goal? Where would you like to end up at the full moon? What do you really want to manifest? And listening to your guidance. I mean, yes, I can sit here and give readings all day and do all of that, but it means nothing if you know, readings, they're especially wonderful when they can give validation to something that you've already been feeling or thinking. But remember, the decision, it always comes back to you and your intuition and your personal and inner guidance. So my guidance, you think about it, you take it, where will it lead you? Your guidance, you take it, where will it lead you? Your mother, your father, your friend, and is it really best to listen to someone else, or is it better to listen to yourself right at this time? And especially, with the new moon in Scorpio, which is all about transformation, which is seen here in Death in the Maiden. But it talks about invasion, boundaries violated, and dominance. And Scorpio can be a pretty aggressive sign in the zodiac. It is probably the most intense sign. I definitely feel like if you're listening to somebody else's advice or guidance, you know, are they invading your privacy? Are, your boundaries safe? Are they being respected? I think that's important to note this week. We do have some other big planetary transitions going on. I believe Venus is changing signs into I can't remember. I can't think at the top of my head right now. But Venus is changing signs. So, and Neptune, I believe, as well, coming up here very soon. So that energy is abound. And as it's abound, make sure that you're taking care of yourself and you're setting your boundaries. You're keeping them clear, that you're not allowing others to walk over you. And then we have the Eclipse Mermaid, a powerful energy shift. So definitely the energy is shifting. The energy is changing as the seasons change. The wheel of the year is turning again. I'm sure some of you all are feeling it very intensely. So just know that as this energy shift comes in, make sure to protect your energy. As the veil is thinning, make sure to keep yourself surrounded in white light, bubble yourself up in protection. Call in your angels, your ancestors, your guides, your loved ones in spirit to be there with you, looking out for you, looking after you, protecting you. And if something doesn't feel right, it probably is not, okay? If something doesn't feel right, it probably is not. Don't take everything at face value in these next few days. Very interesting. Thank you, Oracle of Shadows and Light. Thank you, thank you. So what do we want to play with next? What other messages can we get? Let's take a look at Divination of the Ancients. Let's kind of expand. Ooh, on this already. Ready. Divination of the Ancients. Okay. Okay, very interesting. So we have Ouija board and dowsing rods. So dowsing rods, seeker. What are you looking for? What are you trying to find? What are you trying to discover? Does X really mark the spot? Are you looking for deeper spirituality? Are you looking for maybe some scares this Halloween, this Samhain? Are you looking to connect deeper with your ancestors? Are you just looking for mischief? Or are you looking to go out and party and have some fun with your friends? What is it? And the next card we have is Ouija board, caution. So I'll share my little Ouija board story with you. I was probably like 12 or 13 years old, and my friend had one, and Catholic schoolgirls, of course we want to play with the Ouija board and see what's going on, right? So it's springtime, it's not windy or anything, all of the windows in the house are closed, all the doors are closed, we're home alone, it's a bright sunny day, it's not like it's storming or anything like that, and we're using this thing, and we'd played with it I think a couple times before that, and we said, okay, show us a sign that you're here. The board stops moving, we didn't get a yes or a no or an okay or anything like that, and we're waiting 10-15 minutes and absolutely nothing happens. So we're like, okay, screw this. This is crap. So we get up and walk out towards my parents' bedroom door. And my parents' bedroom door it's the master bedroom door. So it's got two doors. Doors were closed. Again, we were home alone. And the doors start opening and slamming shut all by themselves super hard. We freaked out and ran out of the house. Needless to say, that was the last time I played with a Ouija board for several years. I have messed with them here and there. My personal feelings on Ouija boards, they don't open a door that you can't shut, for one. And two, you don't always necessarily know what you're contacting. Things can play tricks on you. I prefer to communicate directly with the light, and I found that it got to the point where it was like I could work a Ouija board with somebody else, but I wanted to do it by myself. And it was always, some things were accurate, some things were kind of creepy and weird. The energy that started to come around my life was kind of creepy and weird, but I just wanted to communicate with spirit. This is part of my mediumship journey. I really wanted to communicate with spirit, not knowing that I could all along, and trying to do it myself, the Ouija board, just trying to use it myself without, someone else there, it never worked. And it frustrated me so much because I had bought a really, really nice one. It was glass and all of that. And I learned that I didn't need a Ouija board to do what I wanted to do. But saying all of that to say this, be careful what you mess with. I understand that, Halloween, you want to be fun, you want to be spooked, you want to be scared. I know there's that Ouija movie or whatever that's coming out or just came out. And, I'm a thrill seeker too. I like to have fun. I like to be scared, all of that. I, used to be really big into ghost hunting and stuff like that. Be careful Really be careful. Make sure you protect yourself and know how to protect yourself energetically. What I mean by that is sage, salt baths, surrounding yourself in the white light of protection, grounding yourself, asking your angels to come in and shield you. Not, knowing when, hey, this energy does not feel right, to leave it alone, to know when to walk away, to make sure if you open a door, you know how to shut it. So I just feel like that's something that's very, very important to say, you know. And I just have to mention with this, the shadow card, the card on the bottom of the deck is Omen. So I think that that's just a message to somebody out there. I don't know who you are. You may know who you are, but just a word of warning about the whole Ouija board thing. But again, at the same time, it's just a tool. So it goes in, with the intention, that you set out. If you go in with the intention that you want to be scared, you want a thrill, I guarantee you'll have one. If you want to, well, I shouldn't say that, but you'll probably have one. If you go in the situation where you want a positive, more loving experience, you may have that too, but it's just, the Ouija board's a really fine line, and I guess I'm just done talking about it. Make your own educated, informed decision. I'm not vouching for it. I'm not vouching for it. Just not my cup of tea at this point in time anymore, anyway. Alrighty. Interesting. Okay. So now let's play with the Halloween Oracle, my absolute favorite. Okay. So let's expand on that. Let's keep going. A message for anyone who's watching this video, whenever they're watching this video, about the new moon, about Samhain, about All Souls Day. Let's get 2 more, please. Pretty please, pretty please. Another one, and another one. Very wonderful, very wonderful. All right. So the first card up we have is Zombie. Zombie. Remember that old Cranberry song, if any of you know it. I love that song so much. But this card, this zombie, is about control. And where do we relinquish our control? And I feel that goes back to the card from the Oracle of Shadows and Light about invasion, boundaries, and things of that nature. Knowing not when to cross the line, knowing when to take a step back, that kind of thing. It feels like don't allow somebody else to control you. Don't allow somebody else's actions or words to control you. You own your life. You have control over your life and your actions. No one else has control over them but you. This also feels like don't blame your actions on something else. Like, oh, I don't know. I was just mad. I shouldn't have said that. It really feels like we need to make sure we think before we speak, especially around the time of the new moon, because it's about intention setting. And with these little words that we say, these things that we tell each other, the things that we tell ourselves, we could be making negative affirmations, or we could be creating contracts, energetic contracts that we don't want to create. This feels like maybe some of us may tend to be a little more controlling in our relationships or in how we like our life and certain things, and transformation and change is coming. I mean, it's the season of Scorpio, baby, so we're definitely going to have to relinquish some of that control and to be comfortable with not being completely and totally in control. But at the same time, I want to say to keep your emotions in check, to not let your emotions rule you. Keep a clear mind, a clear head, a clear heart. Stay focused. This also feels like don't let a perfectionist mentality and trying to keep things so tight, that tight control, don't let that allow you to freeze up, so that you can't do anything else. Because you want everything to be so perfect. So really relinquishing control. And In relinquishing control, next we have trick or treat, mischief and play. So this definitely feels like on Halloween, relinquish control a little bit. I'm not saying go like overboard and, you know, act totally crazy and everything and lose your mind, but mischief and play, you know, it's the night for it. Have a little bit of fun. But it really feels like be safe. It also feels like, again, knowing what you're getting yourself into, and evaluating the consequences of our actions, really thinking about that and evaluating those, you know. Is it a trick or is it a treat? This also feels like, again, somebody coming in to our energy. Are they trustworthy? Are they out just for mischief or just for play, or are they here to stay a little while? And really thinking about that. The next card we have is the underworld, right? Where all things pause and begin again. As we relinquish control, you do put yourself on pause, on the pause button, and have to learn how to do things again without, you know, you have to train yourself again, where those situations come up and you just want to, you know, you have to say, okay, no, I need to let go and take a step back. And it definitely feels, as well, as we're in the season of Scorpio. Scorpio is the phoenix. Scorpio is the snake, in the Chinese zodiac, I believe. Don't hold me to that. Or is it Native American symbolism? I think maybe it's Native American symbolism. Anyway, you know, the shedding of old skin, the transformation, the phoenix rising from the ashes. So where all things pause and then begin again. You know, think of a butterfly, for example. Think of a caterpillar. It eats and it eats and it eats and it eats and it eats, and then it has to pause in its cocoon for a moment, for quite a long while, like the Hanged Man in tarot. And then it's able to be reborn into something new and beautiful. But there's that moment of pause, that moment of quiet, that moment of reflection in between before something new can start. Okay, so that's definitely what it feels like with the underworld. Very interesting. Interesting, interesting. All right, what else wants to speak to us? Okay, let's take a break from the Halloween a little bit, and let's focus just on the new moon. Just on the new moon. And for this, I will be using the Cosmos Tarot right here. Okay, so talk to us about the new moon. What intentions can we set for this new moon? What's happening? What's going on? Oh my goodness. All of these fell out. Oh my goodness, it's a lot. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cards for the new moon. So first we have the Nine of Fire, excuse me, which is Era or Ara. If I pronounce any of these wrong, please forgive me. Ritual, ceremony, and sacrifice. Okay, so that is definitely, it totally makes me think of setting our new moon intentions. This will definitely be a powerful new moon for any rituals that you want to do, especially because Samhain is the next day. The veil is so thin. Your intentions can really, really get out there. If you want to call upon your ancestors, your loved ones in spirit, they can be there with you even more strongly to help you petition for whatever desires or whatever it is you're trying to manifest this new moon. Then we have the Ace of Water, Hydrus in one's element, ease of action. So again, like I just said, it's the time for new moon intention setting. It will be really, really powerful, especially any transformative intention setting. Again, Scorpio is transformative. So anything in your life that you really want to change, this feels like big changes. And putting that energy out into the universe, it will be, the energy just feels like it will be the totally perfect, totally right, star-aligned day for it. Definitely, definitely, definitely. Okay. Then we have the Knight of Earth, Delphinus, gesture of goodwill and compassion from strangers. So, this feels like it's definitely in regards to whatever we're manifesting this new moon, that be open to, encouragement from strangers, encouragement from others. But do remember earlier in the other readings, we had to watch out for mischief and play, to watch out for somebody invading your boundaries. But don't be so closed and guarded off that you can't accept someone else's goodwill. This also feels like the need to have gratitude and the need to be charitable ourselves this new moon. Okay? To not only as we ask to receive, that we're also giving as well. What are we giving? What are we sacrificing? What are we giving up this new moon, if that makes sense? Next, we have the Ace of Fire, Sculptor, creative vision, artistic creation, and the creator. So pretty much plain and simple, creating. This new moon will be essentially powerful for creating our future, for creating what we want to, in the next 2.5 weeks until the full moon. For what we want to create for the end of 2016, for what we want to create for till 2017, for those of you who are born under the sign of Scorpio, especially those born close to the time of the new moon, what do you want to create for the next year ahead in your life? If you're working on a business, what creative intentions do you have for your business? You are sculpting and transforming your life. And I also love how this card came up because spider, I don't know if you all have seen my creatively weaving your life with spider video about spider as a spirit animal, but spider's been steadily coming again and again and again to me. Big spiders, little spiders, big gorgeous webs. And what are you weaving and creating for your life? Do you like the life that you're weaving and creating for yourself? Is there something that needs to change? Maybe you spun your web to this branch, way over here, and it's just not sticking right, or the wind is hitting it too much in that spot. So changing that, working with it, molding it. Next, we have the Ten of Air, Perseus, flaunting prowess and gain by unsavory means. So this feels like a warning to watch our ego, to definitely watch our ego this week. It feels like as we're setting our new moon intentions, to not be greedy. It feels like to not be bragging or boastful, or to flaunt somebody else's misfortune, or to secretly applaud somebody else's downfall or their struggle. To be really mindful and really careful of that this new moon. I will say that Scorpio is a very jealous sign. It's a very intense sign. It's a very passionate sign. And when it feels that it's been threatened or hurt in any way, or when just it's so passionate about something or somebody or, a situation, whatever it is, that jealousy can come into play. And to be mindful, again, I'm hearing the control and the dominance and the ego, the zombie and the control, and um, not, to be careful to not step over our boundaries, to not let anybody else step over our boundaries or to step over theirs. That's just what it really feels like. It feels to make sure we have a ton of respect for ourselves and for others this week, especially as spirit is close. Again, this feels like protecting ourselves spiritually as well. Next, we have the Two of Air, Lepus or Lepus, end of naivete. So some of us may come to some shocking realizations this new moon as we set our intentions. Maybe some of us have been working hard towards something and we realize, hey, this is going to take a lot more hard work than I originally thought. Maybe it is about trusting somebody, that person who may be stepping over their boundaries into your personal space, or the limits that you've set for your personal respect, and your self-worth. It feels like, we may have some, like, I thought you were really, respectful of me and my decisions or my life or my opinions, and you're really not. You may find out someone who you thought is friend is maybe foe. But even more so, it just feels like there's a realization that there's some more work that we need to put in, that we thought, hey, bam, here it is. To not be so naive or think that something is going to fully blossom overnight. It doesn't happen like that. It takes slow, steady, hard work. Next, we have the Nine of Earth, Pavo, vigilance, watchfulness, and guidance. And I love how that's right after the Lepus, about the end of naivete. So being vigilant, not giving up, working hard regardless, to, it's like climbing a mountain, and the mountain doesn't look so big from a distance, but when you get up close, it's like, oh, that sucker's big. Right? So definitely should be mindful of that, and especially in the goals that you set for yourself, especially with your new moon intention setting. Is this something that, is this a work or a ritual that can be done, in the next 2.5 weeks, in the next 30 days, the next month, the whole season of Scorpio? Is this something that's going to take a little while longer? Let's say you're writing a new moon abundance check and you normally receive, let's say, $1,000 a month doing whatever, and you want to increase that revenue. $5,000, $10,000, maybe pushing it a little bit to do in a new moon. So maybe say within the next year or within the next 6 months. This also feels like to not limit ourselves with time limits. Okay, the universe takes time working her magic and weaving everything perfectly together for us, and it may come out even better and more grand than we originally expected. But to stay vigilant, just because we don't see the fruits of our labor immediately doesn't mean that they're not coming and slowly germinating under the soil. Next, we have the Ten of Fire, Telescopium and Reticulum, observation, big picture, and discovery. So seeing the big picture this new moon, again, looking out into the year ahead, the next few months ahead, how will this change affect your life? Is it something that can be done in a short amount of time? Will it take longer? Really taking a step back and evaluating the big picture, the whole plan, the whole goal, and to acknowledge yourself for little mile markers along the way. The shadow card for this long spread is the Tower. Air. Eradness. A twist of fate at the mercy of a greater power. So this definitely feels like it's something that is kind of out of our control. This shock, this change is going to happen. This twist of fate is going to happen. It feels like it'll be positive, in the way that it'll help us step out of ego, it'll help us end the naivete, it'll help us to keep our boundaries strong and to know who we need to just kind of say, like, you're not good for me, and to release. Which in turn I think will help our creativity. But I don't know if I'm the only one. I know I'm not the only one. I've had several friends who have told me they've been seeing 555 everywhere, which means change, 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 change. So I think it's very incredible that it comes up with this new moon intention setting. I think it's worth noting, be careful what you wish for in your new moon intention setting. How will that change your life? And will you like the way it changes your life? To get past the point of desire, that feeling, that emotion, that drive, that want, that need, to look beyond that. To take that feeling, that emotion out of it and say, will this really give me what I truly want? The happiness that I truly want? Am I looking outside of myself for this happiness or this feeling? Or is it something that, I can get from myself, which I guarantee you can get it from you. Okay. Very interesting, Cosmos. Cosmos likes to keep it real, I guess. Alrighty. So, how about the Zombie Tarot for all of you Walking Dead fans out there? I do not watch The Walking Dead. Sorry, guys. I'm an AHS kind of girl myself. Alrighty. But I do love the Zombie Tarot. So, let's keep it going. A message about Samhain. Let's do it something that's not so heavy. Give us something lighter, something good, something to look forward to. Very cool. That's so funny. Okay. Two of Cups. Two of Cups. And the Two of Cups is about sharing. They're eating brains. They're, well, he's eating brains. She's not eating brains. But she can sit down and commune with somebody who is different than herself. So this really feels like companionship, friendship, spending time with somebody who's different, learning from somebody who's different, sharing that emotional connection this Samhain will be really important. Even though a lot of this reading has definitely been very internal, this feels like taking the time to connect with someone. And I'm also hearing in my head, I believe it's called a dumb supper. Don't hold me to that. But basically, setting a place at the table for your ancestors, perhaps this Samhain, to honor a place at the table for them this Halloween for dinner, to have a space for them on your altar. I do have an article about honoring your ancestors beyond just Samhain on my blog. It's got so many tips in there on how to connect with your ancestors and to honor them and to work with them and things of that nature, to invite them in. So that's definitely what this Two of Cups feels like, bonding and working with our loved ones in spirit and our ancestors, to share our emotions with them, to the living and to the dead. I also feel the need to say that if there's somebody, let's say on the other side, that there's something you really, really wanted to say to them, and you've been, wondering and having trouble if they can actually hear you, if they've been hearing you. I guarantee you they have. I will tell you that right now. But if it makes you feel better, if it gives you a stronger connection, to say it to them, to light a candle, to take some oil, any kind of oil that you like, and bless the candle. To maybe, if you have a picture of them, even set that up there as well. Light the candle, take some deep breaths, have some quiet time, maybe play their favorite song or whatever, and just honor them and respect them and petition them, or say whatever it is you need to say that you didn't get to say. Call them in, maybe put a seat, in front of you with this candle in between. So you're sitting in a chair, the candle and the oil and stuff is here or over here, whatever, and then this other chair is in front of you. Invite them to sit in that chair and talk to them. Say your piece. And, also just listen and see if you feel anything back, any emotion. You may not hear any words, but what emotion do you feel back? Do you feel love? Do you feel joy? Do you feel happiness? Do you feel forgiveness? Do you feel love? So be mindful of that. And once you do that, we have the Ten of Wands reversed. So all of this weight, this dead weight that you've been carrying around, I feel like a lot of you may have been carrying this around for years and years. This feels like this may have to do with some parent issues, or maybe a significant other who's passed on, and there are some things that need to be worked out or need to be said. If you need to cry, cry, let it out. It's the perfect day for it. Again, make sure you shield yourself in protection and call in your angels and your guides to protect you as you do this. But it will help you release so much. It will help to start a transformation. It will help to allow some dead weight to fall off of your back. And then again, we have the Tower as the shadow card. So again, I know some of you may be afraid to try this. If you really, really feel against it, listen to your guidance and what is best for you always, and utmost, first and foremost, always. But know that your foundation is strong. I know a lot of us, myself included, sometimes we don't want to start anything like this because we fear that we may just start crying and never stop, just not be able to stop. But this is saying, I think, that you have some strong coping mechanisms. We have a strong, solid foundation. You're not going to crumble and fall apart to the point that you won't recover. It's just a way to honor them, to talk to them, to feel them even more closely than before. But if you really, again, if you really feel like it's not right for you, it's just not time, then of course, listen to yourself and your gut first. That was really cool and really uplifting. Thank you, Zombie Tarot, for doing that for us. I did have 2 other decks here, but do I want to? Should I? I think I'll just draw 1 card from each. How about that? So at least we can say they were here. So we are going to draw a card from the Ghosts and Spirits Tarot, which is really beautiful. It's really awesome. It's really, really cool deck, Lisa Hunt. And look at the bags with the little ghosties. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay. So just, one last thing, a word of advice. Okay, how about this? What do our ancestors, our loved ones in spirit, since that's who we're just talking about, speaking with, what do they have to say about us sitting down and spending some time with them? Oh my God, you guys, the Tower is the shadow card again. Again, the 3rd time in a row. This is, that is, wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. Wow. Okay, so let's see. Let's see. A whole bunch fell out. I just wanted to do 1. So we'll make this fast. First, we have the 7 of Cups. To me, this is our loved ones in spirit letting us know that they will probably be coming through a lot in dreams this week, Samhain week, and the new moon. So from the day I post this video, which is October 24th, all the way up until November 1st, and probably even a few days after that. Because I do continue to feel that the veil is still very, very thin, even in the winter time, even in December, January, especially February. So they will definitely be connecting with us in our dreams this week. I'll take a moment to talk about dream visitations real quick. So some of us have those dreams where you wake up and it's just like, I had this dream and my dad came to me and it was just, it was, I could see him so clearly, and everything he was wearing was so clear, and it was just so vivid, so just real. It was really surreal, and he looked so healthy and vibrant. Maybe he even looked a little bit different, and we talked, or maybe I just saw him. Whatever the case is, that is a dream visitation. That is your loved one in spirit coming to you to let you know they're okay, to give you a message, to allow you to connect with them and see them. So please don't discount these dreams as just these visitations, these meetings as just a dream, because it's not. It's your loved one in spirit coming to connect with you, and they're absolutely beautiful, gorgeous experiences, and they're the type of dream that you'll always remember for the rest of your life, because it was just that vivid, that tangible, that real. It's like a real life. That's how vivid they are. That's how clear they are. If you think about one you had 10 years from now, maybe this is waking up. You thought you saw your grandma in a dream. Let's say it was 10 years ago, and you still remember that dream like it was yesterday. It's still as clear to you as it was that night you dreamt it. That was a dream visitation, lovely one. So they are around us all the time, sending us love, sending us messages. Eight of Cups. This feels like I need to walk away from fear. I'm not going to say too much about that. Yeah, I'm not going to say too much about that. I think releasing fear, knowing your dreams and what you wish for, following them. This feels like also, if you wish to have a dream visitation, set the intention this new moon. Okay, thank you guys. This new moon, October 30th, or, the new moon is even up to 3 days before. So let's say you want a dream visitation. The new moon's on the 30th. Let's say October 26th, to start putting out that new moon intention to the universe. Even if you want to start putting it out now, say, hey, Grandma, hey, Uncle Joe, I really, would like to connect with you in a dream. Or I invite you into my space, or to send me a sign in my waking life to let me know you're around. Things of that nature. Start putting out that energy and that intention into the universe this week. And then we have the 10 of Cups. So it feels like once we do that, and I love, it's like, Dios de los muertos, Dios de los muertos. Once, we do that, we're going to have some joy. We're going to have some happiness. I think that will give spirit some emotional fulfillment and happiness as well, that we're eager and willing to connect with them, that we're putting out the effort and the energy and the intention, and to try and raise your vibrations to connect with them. Maybe even just going in meditation and connecting with them in meditation. Invite them to come in your meditation this week, especially if you do it on the new moon or on Samhain. Okay. But I love how we have the Tower. The Tower. The Tower. So funny. So funny. So funny. And then we have 15, which is chains. It's the Devil in Tarot. Feels like, again, releasing the fear, knowing that you're not trapped and stuck. And this also makes me think of earthbound spirits, and some of you that may have worries and fears about earthbound spirits, or that, maybe I can't connect with my loved one in spirit, or I don't want to, they're earthbound, or whatever that situation is. Or if you encounter an earthbound spirit, to just send them love and light, really and truly. I am not the person to be like, oh, you're an earthbound spirit, I'm going to cross you over, blah, blah, blah. As I'm a medium, it's part of my job. It's, what I can do, but it's not like you go in a place and say, yes, I'm going to, take you to the light, or force a spirit who's not ready to go. If spirit is like, hey, I'm ready to go. Okay, that's one thing. Now, have I had a spirit as of yet say, hey, I'm ready to go? No. Have I had, creatures who I've seen, living creatures who are suffering and pain, and they're like, I'm ready to make the transition to the light, blah, blah, blah. I send them love and healing. But I personally do not guide a spirit to the light. I feel that's not my job. I would call in Archangel Michael, that spirit's loved ones on the other side in to help them make their transition. But if spirit's not ready, the spirit's not ready. So this feels like a message to just to be careful. And again, boundaries, boundaries, boundaries. So that's all I'm going to say about that. That's just my stance on it at this time. And one card, of course, I have to pick a card from the Halloween Tarot. And this is it. Just one. Because I'm tired now. I'm drawing a bunch of cards. I'm a little tired now. Okay. Okay. Our last little bit, our goodbye message for Halloween week. Okay, that's 2. I'm done. No tower on the bottom this time. Okay. The 8 of Bats. This is one of my favorite cards in this deck. This totally feels like don't allow yourself to feel trapped this Samhain, this Halloween, this new moon in Scorpio. This is all about releasing yourself, freeing yourself, transforming yourself. And especially since it is next to the 6 of Ghosts, which is all about our childhood nostalgia, memories, reconnecting with our inner child. Don't sit at home this Halloween. That's totally what it feels like. Get dressed up. Maybe if you haven't handed out candy in a few years, hand out candy this year. Maybe volunteer at a local community center or church or whatever it is, a school or whatever that will be doing something for Halloween. Allow that inner child to come out and play. Maybe see a scary movie. Maybe go to a haunted house, that they put on for you. Do something fun. Go to a pumpkin patch. Pick a pumpkin, carve a pumpkin. Maybe even some Halloween crafting. Do something fun. Bring out that inner child spirit this week. This Halloween. Don't stay trapped inside. Feel the Halloween spirit. And it's like once we do the shadow card of this is the 10 of Ghosts. So happiness, joy, feeling connected, feeling at peace, feeling refreshed. Okay, but lots of themes of change. So we may have some big change coming up with this new moon in Scorpio. Some big transformation, big things happening, big energy moving. Make sure you stay grounded. Make sure you stay protected. Make sure you stay shielded. Have a fun week. Many blessings to you and your new moon intention setting. Stay safe out there this Halloween, this Samhain. Connect to your ancestors, your loved ones in spirit. Again, if you want to check out that blog post, I'll leave the link below in the description of this video for honoring your ancestors beyond just Samhain. But I'm Ariel, and this has been Maven Unmasked with your open reading for Halloween, Samhain, and the new moon in Scorpio for October of 2016. Have a spooky, spooky, spooky one, lovelies. To all you ghouls and goblins out there.